Hi BFFs, my name is Ashley and this is my very first video in Best Face Forward Makeup Studios video application makeup how-to series. I am a new hire. I am officially a junior MUA with Best Face Forward Makeup Studio, wearing my official uniform. I'm such a dork. It's my day off and I'm wearing my uniform. I'm just super excited to be a part of the team. And so this is my very first video, and as it is the first video, I wanted to start with the basics and show how to achieve a neutral everyday look using some of the products from our neutral kit and a couple other neutral shades that we have in the BFF makeup line, and just do an easy breezy everyday summer glow. Excuse some of the frizziness that you see here. It was a real hot day in New York today, and so the frizz devil is real. So let's get started. I am going to be using a few different things from our BFF neutral kit. It comes with 3 different shadows and various shades of brown, black liner, a brown liner, and a mascara. Super convenient. You can just throw this right into your summertime bag if you need touch-ups and be out the door. So I am going to start with just doing easy breezy look. I'm going to start by hitting up these brows real quick, and there are a couple rolls of makeup. Most of them are meant to be broken, but there are a few essentials, and so one of those being when you're filling your brows, you want the point of your arch not to be way over here, super high. It should all sort of be in accordance with the facial structure that you already have in place. So good rule of thumb, if you hold I just have a basic eye brush, eye comb tool, and so if you just hold the point of it at the base of your nose and go diagonally across your eye, that is where you want to hit with your arch when you're filling in your brow. So base of your nose diagonally over the iris and right here. So that's the goal for my arch on that side, goal for my arch on this side. So excuse me if you see my eyes dancing back and forth. I have a mirror right behind my tablet, which is helping me see a little more closely what's going on with my brow. So I'm going to get started. We do have an awesome brow filler called Oh Fudge with in our BFF makeup line, but I'm breaking the rules just a little bit. I like to do that, and use the brown liner that comes in the neutral kit. It's a really good shade for my brows. I have really dark brown hair, and I like that it's not too intense and doesn't make me look like I have angry brows, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to start by filling in just the base of my brow. Every makeup artist has a different technique. Some people like to brush the hairs of their brow down and then define the shape that way. I just sort of like to smooth out the shape that I already have. You do whatever works for you and what you're comfortable with. So smoothing out the shape that I already have, just sort of getting it in place and creating a good base for what I'm about to fill in. I am going to bring in my brow just a little bit closer to the bridge to make it a little bit fuller, and then extend the line out this way. You don't ever want to drag down. It makes your face sag and you look older than you should, and no one wants that. So we're going to start filling in the base of my brow. Already messed up just a little bit, but it's cool. And extending out this way, using light strokes, nothing super heavy. I am trying to mimic the way the hair already grows and do very light brush strokes so that everything looks clean and sort of like you have a soft focus filter over your face. It is summertime, and you do want to look effortlessly chic, sort of like you woke up like this, hashtag Beyonce, instead of actually spending 30 to 40 minutes in the mirror. Very low maintenance look. So talk amongst yourselves a little bit as I fill in my brow, extending toward the bridge a little bit on this side just to give a little more fullness. Light brush strokes. And extending out this way, just a little more full. I prefer a slightly thicker look on myself, but you do what you feel works best for your face and what your personal preference is. So I am going to sort of smooth out and blur what I've just done just to keep it from looking too heavy. And then I will reassess to see if I need to do any more defining with the eyeliner / brow pencil. So I think I've created the basic shape that I want, and I think I pretty much hit the goal that I wanted for creating a natural looking arch with following the rule of thumb that I said earlier about starting at the base of your nose, going diagonally across your iris, and having the highest point of your arch hit here, then hit here. You can always, if you want a more dramatic look, you can always fill in your brow a little bit more, make the arch slightly higher, but this is what I like for myself for a cleaner sort of natural glam look. So I am just going to, there's nothing wrong with using your fingers if you want to blur it out just a little bit more and create an even softer focused look. I really say whatever works for you, you find what works for you, and then you go with that. So I am going to keep, I want to clean up the shape of my brow just a little bit more, and I am going to do that using one of our concealers. It comes in a super cute little lipstick case, and I'm going to use a pointed angled brush. It just helps a little, I don't know if you can see how angled it is, but it just helps a little bit with the precision and getting right up underneath the hairs without messing up some of the work that you've already done. BFF has a couple different shades of concealer. I am going to be using MW3. It's closer to my actual skin tone, so it's going to act a little bit as a highlight, but mostly to clean up what's underneath the brow and make it look like I basically just came from getting my eyebrows waxed. It's a really easy, lazy way to make it look like you've put in more effort than you actually did. So just a little bit on the brush. I'm actually going to brush off some of it on my hand so that I can not apply too heavily on the first go round, and just getting up right underneath the work that I've just done and just creating a softer, cleaner look. Again, talk amongst yourselves as I clean up my brows. Just getting up right underneath the base. And then brushing down into the rest of the eye area to blend it. Blend, blend, blend. I'm a huge fan of the term soft focus. My personal preference for my own look is to never look too harsh. So you almost want to look like you're walking around with a constant IG Instagram filter on your face all day. Speaking of IG, you can follow us at BFF Makeup Studio for all of the latest information on new product launches, new colors, new celebrity makeup artists that will be hosting our Beauty Over Brunch series. So if you want to keep in touch with us, definitely follow us at BFF Makeup Studio on Instagram, same thing on Facebook, and also visit bffmakeupstudio.com. We're all over. We're trying to do a digital takeover and make sure that you stay up to date with us. So, cleaned up that brow, and let's move over to my right side. My goal for this look is not to have you in your bathroom vanity mirror for longer than 20 to 25 minutes. Just something quick and easy to help you look put together as quickly as possible, so that you can get out and enjoy the beautiful weather that is summer. Using my finger to continue to do that soft focus look, blur it out just a little bit into the rest of my eye area. So now I'm feeling pretty good about that. I feel like my brow looks better than it did than when I first started. I do have some hair that's already there in place of my brow shape, but this just sort of helps to fill it out just a little bit more. So now I'm going to start with a, oh, I am getting ahead of myself. We do have an eyeshadow base in BFF, but again, I'm breaking the rules, and I'm just going to keep using the concealer that we have and use that as the eyeshadow base. There are no rules in makeup. Well, there are some rules, but you can, if it goes on your face, you don't always have to stick with how it's labeled. You can figure out new uses for it. You can put eyeshadow on your lips with a little bit of gloss over that, create a new custom shade for yourself. It's whatever you want to do. Makeup is for creative people, so play up that creativity. So I'm just going to use my finger and dab a little bit of concealer on my eyelid to neutralize it. I do have some natural darkness that occurs, so I'm just doing this to brighten my lid. I do like to use the middle finger because it is your weakest finger, so you have the lightest touch, so you're not as heavy-handed in applying product, and it goes on a little smoother. So now you can see that my eye shade the color is naturally lifted because I've neutralized it using a little bit of concealer to get rid of the darkness that is there. And if you wanted a super clean look, you could really just put a little bit of powder over that and just to keep the concealer in place, and mascara, and be out the door. But we're going to take it up just a slight notch. Let's say that we have a day party to go to, a pool party, and so you want to get just a tad more glammed up. So I'm going to neutralize that just a little bit more. Okay, and now I'm going to put over that, I'm just going to put our lightest shadow from the neutral kit. This is Glam. It is the lightest shade in the kit, and I am going to put that over my lid. Super pretty, almost like eggshell cream color. Just pressing with an eyeshadow brush into the shadow. You never want to swipe and do all that. It makes more powder kick up. You end up wasting products, and you don't get as much on your brush. So continuing to sort of push into the products, blowing a little bit of the excess off, and then I'm going to pack it onto my lid, pressing it, not brushing it. Again, it creates more residue underneath your eye, and then you have to do more work. And like I said, we're trying to get out of the door as quickly as possible to get you to whatever your function is. So packing the color. And as you can see, all of BFF shadows are highly pigmented, so it only takes a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. And don't worry about this excess blur that you see on the side. I will be cleaning that up momentarily. So packing again, blowing off residue, then packing onto my lid. And for those of you who are timing me, if I do happen to go over the 20-25 minute goal, it does take a little bit longer when you are talking and explaining. It's like if your boo piece or your roommate comes into the bathroom and starts having a conversation with you while you're putting on makeup. It always makes you take just a little bit longer. And then yeah, so you might miss your time goal, but I am moving quickly. This does not take super long. This is an easy breezy everyday look. So I've got Glam packs on to my lid, and now beauty hazard, poke myself in the eye. Good. Okay, Glam is packed onto my lid. I'm just going to use my finger just a little bit to get rid of some of that excess that's there. And now I'm going to start use as a transition shade the second darkest color that is in the neutral kit. This is Kahlua. Again, highly pigmented. This is a really pretty, slightly darker shade. Just it's a little bit hard to tell in this light, but it's a really pretty brown, sort of like a cafe con leche brown. And so we're just going to use a little bit of that. Talk amongst yourselves while I find my blending brush. I do not see my blending brush, so we're going to improvise, and I'm going to keep using the brush that I was using before, packing it into the color here. We're just going to, since this is our transition color, we're just going to sort of swipe over this area here. I'm actually happy that I couldn't find the blending brushes now, because sometimes, you know, when you're looking through your cosmetics bag, you're in a rush, you don't always have all of the tools that you want right there. So this is a good improvisation exercise for sure. So sort of swiping over the area that I didn't hit before, right underneath the brow bone, creating a transition shade, creating a nice gradient look. Packing into the color, highly pigmented shades, so it does not take a lot, which I love. I would say that even if I was not an employee of BFF Makeup Studio, but it's easy to love it. Easy to love it. Okay, so again, just going to use my middle finger again, since it's the lightest touch, and just blend in a little bit of that product even more, creating a gradient effect. I hope to solve the case of my missing blending brush soon though, because I do like it a lot, but this will do. This will do. Okay, so now we just want to create just a little bit more depth, and I'm going to add a darker shade just in the corner of my eye and into sort of the hood of my eye to create a slightly more defined look. And the last shade that I'm going to use that comes in the neutral kit is our Antique Bronze. It is the darkest shade. It's just a slightly glittery version. I hope you can see some of that pretty shimmer that is there, but it is going to help create that really nice summertime glow that I love. Everyone loves to have a little bit of that bronzed look, and so this will definitely help me achieve it. And ta-da, everyone! I know you all were worried. I just found my blending brush right here in front of my face. I'm blind, I know. So right on time, I'm going to use my blending eyeshadow brush, slightly not as flat as the original application brush that I was using. It is just a little more rounded and pointed, and so it's going to help me get into the crevices of the eye a little more easily. So same technique, pressing it into the shadow, not swiping it and getting excess powder and wasting the products, just pressing it into the highly pigmented eyeshadow, blowing off some of the excess. And now I'm just going to sort of dab and create almost a V shape into the eye to create a little more depth. Using my finger to blend and help a little bit more with that gradient effect. Doing the same thing on this side, a V shape. All right. We're almost out the door. We're so close to getting to that party. Blending with my finger to create a soft focus effect. Now you can see I have a little bit more definition. Creating dimension. You don't want to look like a flat wall. The purpose of doing 3 shadows is color, and then you want to actually look like the 3-dimensional being that you are. So that And all of these shades flow together so well that nothing looks out of place. It looks super effortless. So, almost done. Okay, so now we just need a little bit of color on the cheeks to balance out the color that is on the lid. And I am going to use one of my absolute favorite products with BFF. Even if I was not a junior MUA with BFF, this would be in my makeup kit. This is our liquid blush. It is in the Champagne Wishes shade. I love it. It is the prettiest bronze you have ever seen. It goes well on every complexion, from super duper light all the way to super duper deep and pretty and dark shades. So this is just so that you get an idea of the swatch. I hope you can see it on my hand, but it is a really pretty shimmer, and it spreads so easily. It's a liquid blush, so once you apply it, it looks like you are glowing from the outside in, and it just gives you that, it helps with that everyday glow that you want. So I'm just going to take, even though it's liquid blush, again, breaking the rules, not always using products as they're labeled, I'm actually going to use just a little bit to dab underneath my brow to add some of that shimmer, so every time I turn my head, my face catches the light. So just going to dab a little bit right underneath the arch. Dabbing right underneath the arch. Again, this time using my ring finger because it's an even lighter touch, and so it is helping me to not put too much product there. And just in case you were like, okay, so I don't want to look just golden. I do want a little bit of pop of color in my cheeks. I do want my cheeks to look slightly flushed. So we do have liquid blush in this beautiful pink rosy shade as well. This is called Unrestricted. Same awesome consistency, easy pump. This is stuff that if you just want one product and you just want to throw it in your bag and be able to go, this is the one. So spreads just as easily. This is the color swatch. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can use an actual tool to apply to your face. I'm just gonna use my fingers. That's right there. So you'd never want to dab on the apples of your cheek. That can make your face look rounder than it should, but we do want to apply pops of color where you would naturally be flushed. So I'm going to start sort of at the top of my cheekbone, just dabbing. Don't worry, I'm not leaving it in this sort of weird funky Grace Jones streak. Not knocking it if that's what you want to do, but I will be blending. Okay, and now we're just going to blend up and into the skin. See, that frizz monster coming back, trying to fight it, Okay, and just a little more color on this side. The sun is starting to set here, so it is getting a little bit harder to tell some of that color detail that is on my cheeks, but don't worry, we will be posting pictures later so that you can get the fuller effect. You don't want the color of your blush to extend too far down your face. You don't want it to just look like blotches of red. You do want it to pick up the pattern where you would naturally be flushed. So almost done. I am going to use a little bit more of the liquid blush in the Champagne Wishes shade to layer on top of that beautiful rosy pink that I just used, just to add a little bit more of that bronzy effect. Alright, so you know what I just realized? I was so excited to get to the blush that I didn't finish defining my eyes, but I just wanted to show you all that liquid blush so much. So I'm just going to double back real quick. I am going to define my eyes ever so slightly using the eyeliner, this time for its real purpose as an eyeliner, just creating a slightly fuller lash effect. And we do have it in black as well in the neutral kit, so if you needed to go from day to night, You could always use this black liner to be more of a drama-filled effect and line the lids. But we're still aiming to get to that day party. We're getting close. So I'm just going to use this to line my lid. There are some artists who like to pull the eyelash taut, but one of my co-workers at BFF hipped me to this when I first started, that when you pull the lid, once you drop the lid, you have created a shape that is unnatural to the eye that's already there, so then it defeats the purpose and you end up having a line that's too high or too low, so you don't want to do that. So leaving the eyelid in place, not pulling it taut, just doing light strokes. And it's okay if you mess up and you don't get as close to the lid, because we are going to use this end of the brush to blend and do that soft focus effect. And do this now to blend it out. And that way you get some definition without it having to be super duper crisp, and you still look relaxed, but your eyelash line looks fuller, as you can see in comparison on my right side to the left side, which has no liner. There's just a little more definition and fullness, but I still look relatively laid back and easygoing. Alright, and let's do the same thing on this side, light strokes. But again, it's okay if you mess up. I'm going to blend that out with the other end of this liner pencil and smudge it out just a little bit. That's the word I couldn't think of earlier. Smudge, blend, soft focus, all of that. Alright, almost done. Almost done. We are getting to that day party, I promise. They will not end it before you get there. And if you are running late, you show up looking so good, they'll be okay. They'll forgive you. They'll forgive you. So, just going to finish this eye look using the mascara that came in the neutral kit. I love how everything is all in one place, and that way you don't have to spend time looking for it. And it's compact, so if you need to do touch-ups, you can just throw that in your cute little bag and go. So, rule of thumb, I know I keep saying there are rules. Some are meant to be broken. You can follow them how you want, apply them to your own facial structure as much as you want. When I'm applying mascara, I like to sort of do it in 3 points. That way it helps with the fan look, which is, to me, sort of the ideal look that you want with your lashes. So I'm going to start by fanning outwards, fanning out in the middle, and then fanning a little bit closer to the bridge of my nose. So fanning outwards. Fanning upwards, fanning inward, and getting underneath the base of the lashes. Have you ever noticed that it is almost impossible to apply mascara without keeping your mouth open? Drives me crazy, but try to apply your mascara doing this. It is impossible for me. Fanning outwards, fanning more toward the middle. Alright, and now we're almost done and creating that easy breezy natural look, like you woke up just perfectly bronzed and made up, but not like you spent hours and hours in the makeup chair. Didn't realize I'd be getting so up close and personal. Sorry that I am so close to your screens. Talk amongst yourselves again if you're a little weirded out with me being this close. Alright, almost done. We will get to that day party. We will get there. Call them and tell them you're going to be 5 minutes late. You know how some people will call you and tell you they're 5 minutes away when they're really still in their house getting dressed? In this case, that is you. Sorry to make you violate that rule, but you are on your way. You're almost done. You're almost done. I'm just going to hit the bottom lashes just for a little bit more definition. Just for a little bit more of that baby doll wide-eyed look. And we are almost complete now. After we do this, we just have to add just a little bit of color on the lip to balance out what is happening on the top of your face, and we're almost there. Okay, so now we are finally almost there. I am going to use just a little bit of this Pretty Liquid blush on my lips to just add a little bit of rosiness. Just a couple quick dabs, and then I will layer it with one of our beautiful neutral glosses. Okay, so I just added just a little bit of pinkness to my lips to sort of balance out the rosiness of my cheeks, and I'm going to layer it with this beautiful shimmery shade called Reward. I don't know if you can see the color that is there, but it's a beautiful bronze. Again, complements every shade, every complexion of the rainbow. So I'm just going to layer that on top of the pink dabs that I just did from that blush. And this has an awesome shimmer as well. Lots of little glitter pieces in there. And because this is such a nice neutral shade, you can reapply this again without being in the mirror and still be accurate. So I think we are finally ready for that day party. I'm going to take down a little bit of the shine that is happening just by using a basic makeup sponge. Okay, now we are done. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know we are a little bit over that original time limit, but like I said, when you're talking and explaining, or your roommate comes in or your boo piece comes in and starts talking to you, it slows you down a little bit, but you are on your way to that day party. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this very first video for Best Face Forward Makeup Studio NYC. I hope to do many more for you, and I hope that you come back to learn more tips from us using our awesome products for from our BFF line. Again, follow us on IG at BFF Makeup Studio, same thing on Facebook at BFF Makeup Studio, and visit us on the web at bffmakeupstudio.com. Ciao.